Hey there, my name's Shannon Pickett. I am owner-operator of Little People Preschool Infants and Toddlers, as well as Little People Preschool, both located in Raleigh, North Carolina. So we do have some great unique pieces. I am a strong believer in when we are helping to gear our children into career paths, that it doesn't just start in high school, right? It starts from a very early age of us exposing and giving them the experience of possibilities. And so in March of 2021, we actually have added 2 myotonic goats to our program. So we have Goldie and Ava, creating almost like this little farm in the middle of Raleigh. We have 2 laying hens, and we actually have 2 golden doodles as well. So they are not on site every day, but Goldie and Ava are. Our hens are as well. And so students being able to go and interact with them, go and feed them, and making sure that they have their minerals and their baking soda, learning about what care looks like for their animals during the spring, during the summer, during the fall, during the winter, because they do need different things. Teaches the kids about compassion, responsibility from a very young age. Teach them about how to tell if their eggs are rotten or not, so they know the floating test, and able to cook with those eggs as well. So yeah, it's a lot of information, and just doing it every day, every week, every month, every year, they're able to see the possibilities. Partnering with some outside resources to bring in to also to build up that information. So that and high academic standards. We want our kids to be ready socially, emotionally, academically when they go off to kindergarten. And what does that look like for us? And so we built our program that we hope allows our kids to excel in many different areas.
In your day-to-day role as a director, what does that look like? Are you in the classroom some?
What does the day-to-day of a director in an early childhood program look like? It looks like puzzle pieces. It looks like puzzle pieces, because ultimately that is what your program is lots of tiny little pieces that are fit together, that create this beautiful masterpiece. So it looks like some days, yes, you get a chance to be in the office and you're marketing, and handling the billing and handling program management and meetings and things of that sort. But it also means that, hey, you know, you have to stay in ratio. So if you need to jump into a classroom, you're jumping into a classroom. That also means that staying on top of your teachers' workshops that there are needed and helping them understand, you know, giving them workshop ideas of maybe for some areas that they may need a little bit more information in, or pulling from their strengths and allowing them to help lead other teachers in that area, because all of us have really strong strengths. And I think definitely as a director, you have to understand that there's wonderful professionals who do really great things, and if they're able to help their peers in that area, then you have another teacher who's able to lead. That kind of takes the weight off in some capacity. But it could be cooking, right? It could be, if you have transportation, having to jump in to be a driver. So it's a lot of little pieces, but it fits together for the big picture.
So tell me a little bit about how you got started in this profession.
Oh, wow. I know I can recall as early as being in 5th grade and really loving my teachers and really loving teaching. So that was something that I enjoyed experiencing and seeing really strong teachers in and seeing the possibilities. So that's kind of like when it began. I've always had love for kids, and so being able to say I have X amount of years in this field means a lot to me, because I know that for children, stability and dedication really is a great foundation for them. So, but it's been decades of me being in this field, but it's definitely something I enjoy doing.
And what made you take that big step from being a teacher to being an owner?
Okay, so there's this huge story behind it. In the middle of teaching and having kids and being a wife and being a mom and all those amazing things that so many of us are, especially in this profession, it is that I know this is my calling. So I called my husband. I said, so we're supposed to buy Little People Preschool. He goes, oh, okay. So I'm going to call the old owners. 7 days, paperwork was drawn up, and we own Little People Preschool. So that's how this story began. Next door was 10 months later. It was that, oh, we want to expand because this location only served ages 2 and up. So we knew that there was a strong need for infants and toddler care. So then that's when we were able to expand next door and be able to take our students as young as 6 weeks of age.
You learn all the business side of having a preschool versus just knowing from your experience what you wanted it to look like.
Yeah.
So you had a consultant?
We did, yes. And she actually is still on with the divisions. But the division's website has a plethora of information of what's required, right? Because it is the division, so there are these deadlines and requirements that they have. But also for anyone who is looking to start their own or even a change of ownership that we had, there is documentation of what you have to do, right? The requirements, the prerequisites, the 3, I think it was either 2 or 3 day workshop that you have to complete. Having that budget in line, there's a lot of information that the state helps you with what you may need, what you may consider, all of those great things.
So tell me about what you look for in your teachers when you're hiring.
Okay, so what am I looking for in my teachers when I'm hiring? One thing I will always say is that love and compassion will always be my top 2. Always. Those will always be at the top. You can have your teachers go and further their education, but love and compassion towards your students, towards the families, for themselves, for others, for the community is something that you have to have, right? And those are definitely two top 2. So I encourage them to further their education. That's one of our questions in the interviewing process is, so tell me about some of your 3 to 5 goals, your goals. Don't tell me what you think I want to hear. What are your goals? Because when we care about others and we care about their success outside of them staying with us for many years, it really builds a family, right? Someone gives a little bit extra and a little bit more when they honestly feel like you sincerely care about them. So our goal, and remember that your goal with pursuing your passion is beginning with the end in mind. What do you want, right? You want to desire to impact lives. You want to desire to allow a child to see their potential. But when they see people, you, pursuing your passion, a teacher who is loving, a teacher who is kind, a teacher who is most concerned about them as a person, as a class, as a program, then they're able to see that there are wonderful teachers in this world. So I would say pursue your passion and be able to connect with someone who has the same goals, right? Of doing well, of helping others, of being involved in the community. Be sure to take those additional classes and workshops. When your heart tells you something and that's your full purpose, do what you love.